Hello and welcome to today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. I am Nkem Okwogo. The National Youth Service Corps was created to bridge the ethnic and religious division in Nigeria and to foster national unity and integration. We have an inspiring soundbite from His Royal Majesty Igwe Dr. Joel Egwonwu Ezeudo II as he shares with us the tremendous impact of the National Youth Service Corps. We will be right back.
NYSC scheme has been one of the best things that have happened to this country. Starting from the inception, you can imagine, like in this my community, people from Sokoto, Meduguri, Zamfara, Ondo, Ekiti, Lagos, Rivers, Cross River, they come here to do their service. And that gives them opportunity to know that Omuaolo is in existence. And that also gives us the opportunity to interact with people from other parts of the country. Because not everybody in this my community have traveled out of the community. You understand? And so many of the NYSC members, even who served over 40 years ago, are still visiting this community because the way we accommodated them, the way we associated with them, because we are very accommodating. We like protecting and relating with people that come from far and near. So that gives most of them married from this community, and some of our girls married some NYSC members. You can see the link now. It is no more coming to serve. We have become in-laws and brothers and sisters. So it is a very good thing that need to continue, because that strengthens the unity of this country. So we are happy. We thank I think General Gowon who initiated it. It's something that will never be forgotten as far as the history of this country is concerned.
On the news today, in a bid to stepping up preventive measures to ensure that all corps members and camp officials are safe against the dreaded COVID-19 during the NYSC orientation course exercise, corps engineers have fabricated and presented to the state coordinator a sample collection booth. Presenting the item to the state coordinator at the secretariat, the leader of the group, corps member Emmanuel Dennis Odo, said that the challenge was thrown to them by the state coordinator and they braced up to it. The state coordinator, Mrs. Bamai Mercy, appreciated the corps members for a work well done, and the booth has been mounted at the NYSC Ebonyi Orientation Camp, Afikpo. Welcome back. We kick off today's episode with Mr. Aremu Kende, the NYSC Anambra State Coordinator, as he speaks on the activities of corps members in the state, particularly in the area of education and healthcare.
The program of the NYSC, we take them through the camping program, but immediately after they are discharged from the camp, we organize them into community development service groups. We also lay a lot of emphasis on especially now, we lay a lot of emphasis on the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship training. So those are we are also very, very relevant in the area of the primary assignment in Anambra State, because there's a manpower supply gap in the educational and the health sectors. And the core members are organized to fill those gaps seamlessly and effectively.
The National Youth Service Corps has enjoyed great support from the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano.
We have perhaps the most NYSC-friendly governor in Akpoko Edike himself, His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano. He was an NYSC award winner, and so he has always taken NYSC very seriously and taken our issues very seriously. But specifically, he directed that camp. It was bungalows before, but the governor directed that those things should become upstairs. They should take them up and beautify the place. Well, it took some dexterity, some advocacy to get that done from our own part, but I think kudos to him for agreeing to do all those things that he did. We are happy to have such a camp.
The NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program is a focus area, enhancing the entrepreneurial ecosystem of Anambra State.
Said has a unique position in my heart personally, and especially in the heart of the Director General, General Shaibu. He has made it, right from inception, he has been very passionate about Said, and we had to drive Said to his satisfaction and to our own satisfaction also. Don't forget, Anambra State is the capital of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. So traditionally or naturally, we ensure that core members are coming to Anambra State become part of the entrepreneurship ecosystem in Nigeria.
The COVID-19 pandemic inspired the creative ingenuity of core members in the state, as they played an active role in curbing the spread of the virus.
COVID-19 actually brought out the best of the core members, and I'm so happy that when the problem came, we were initially apprehensive how it will affect our operations. But thank God, General Shaibu just threw a challenge to all state coordinators. Said, look, this is a time of emergency. This is a time to mobilize the resources and the brain of the core members to respond. And in Anambra, we quickly, through our own media, we quickly got across to them. Now it's time. It's a time of national emergency, it's an international emergency, and it's time to respond. You have the brain, you have the intellect, you have the number, you have the spread. So if there's anybody primed to respond, it is the core members. And in Anambra State, I can tell you that the first thing they did was we went to markets, we went to schools before the closure of the schools, we went to the village squares to talk about prevention, protocols. The formation in Anambra, we also collaborated with the Ministry of Public Enlightenment to get the core members to talk in village squares, even in the media and all of that. So beyond that, we also mobilized them, and they responded by producing hand sanitizers, liquid hand wash, and I know that in all, we were able to produce and donate about 3,000 face masks. Thousands of liters of hand sanitizers were donated to Anambra State government, because Anambra State government created a basket where core members, everybody can just donate stuff. And same for sanitizers, same for disinfectants and all of that. We have a garment factory in Anambra State here, NYSC Garment Factory. So we mobilized our core members to also go there. Those that are in the sewing, and they went there and they started producing face masks for distribution to people in Anambra State. And the governor was so overwhelmed, when he was making his broadcast, 3 times he made broadcast, 3 times he acknowledged the contribution of the corps members.
In the spirit of service to humanity, corps member Shyam Christopher, a corps doctor from Cross River State, 7 in Anambra State, identified the dilapidated and outdated learning structure of God's Care School for Special Needs Children and embarked on a renovation project of the school.
The NYSC teaches them to identify problems in any community. Doctor got to the community and saw that there is a problem in that community, and especially in that school. Now, this is a school that is not running in normal students. There are people with special needs, and the Nigerian society is such that it is not directly linked to what I call the Anambra State school system. So there was the need for intervention of the private sector or private individuals, and this was what this young man saw, and went into that school and just threw himself into the challenges of that school and the people around there, and especially the students. And tremendous effort that went into that. But the interesting thing for me is that everybody took responsibility, everybody took ownership of that CDS, of all these projects he did there. It's wonderful when you have young people committed to solving problems that way. And that's what this program is all about.
Hello everybody, it's a beautiful day out here. You're welcome to God's Care School for Special Needs, located right here in Oka, Anambra State. I'm Dr. Shyam Christopher Shyam, a 7 corps member in Anambra State of the Batch C, Stream 1, 2019. I'm an indigene of Cross River State. I studied medicine at the University of Calabar. I had my housemanship at the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. And presently, my place of primary assignment is the Department of State Services, Anambra State Command. I'll be taking you on a tour today on a project I embarked on as part of my NYSC Personal Community Development Service here in Anambra State. But just before we proceed on the tour, I'll tell us an overview of how this project came to be. Sometime 2019, when I stepped my feet here in Anambra State, it had always been a desire to add value to my host community. And what exactly did I choose to do? It took me over 6 months before I arrived at what I did today that we are going to see. I decided to start asking questions. How can I reach out to people? And I noticed that there was a set of persons that were not well taken care of in this community. And I noticed that on one of the Sundays I was on my way to church, I found these people living with disabilities on the street begging. I thought it would do something to reach out to them. And as God would have it, it took a long time before asking questions and arriving at this particular facility. And the day I stepped my feet here, I told myself, this is the project, and we're going to be seeing all we have been able to achieve in the space of 35 days of the commencement and the execution of this project. Please join me as we proceed on this tour. Thank you. Before now, this school compound was really in a dilapidated state. It wasn't painted at all. But right now, we've been able to give it a facelift. You see, the place is all colorful. Right from the entrance, if you notice, you saw a new signpost. That was part of the project we undertook as a part of this community development service. So you can see my name up there. I think it's an honor to do this for Nigeria and for everyone. These are part of the few things we did. We provided the school with hand sanitizers. The school session will be resuming soon. And as part of the COVID-19 precautionary measures to be taken, the students will be provided with hand sanitizers to use while they come here in school for their learning activities. So let's come inside. You see the joy of the children. They are so happy for what has been done in their school facility. Every time I walk in here, they keep calling me Uncle Copper, Uncle Copper. It's a joy to me that I've been able to impact in their lives and have made this facility very conducive for them. If you see the floor, before now it was filled with potholes everywhere, but in the course of the project we floored the whole classroom block from beginning to the end. So all you are seeing is a new work that has been done. The walls were having old tiles, they were like dead walls. But now you can see we have beautifully decorated walls with wonderful paints here and there. Look at the ceiling boards up here. Before now, there were lots of broken ceiling boards. We fixed everything and repainted the entire ceiling boards so that while they are in session or while classes are going on, as the rays of the sun are hitting on the roof, it won't be too hot right here in the class. So this is what we're able to do. And to my right hand side, you see some items well arranged here. This is an industrial waste bin, because I noticed that waste disposal was not properly done in the school facility. And you know, these are children, hygiene is very paramount. I decided to provide them with an industrial size waste bin. This will take care of their waste. So that while their lectures are going on, and there are dormitory facilities here as well, during the night hours, the children would not be grouping around in darkness. I decided to provide them with a generating set. It's actually a 4.5 kVA generator. In addition, this is a brand new projector screen. You know, these are children with disabilities. They learn through video, what they see. So in the course of their lectures, videos will be projected on the projector screen while they get to sign. So this is a laptop I decided to procure for them. It's new. This will also help in their audiovisual learning as well. We provided them with new sign language textbooks. We bought some dusters, whiteboard dusters and whiteboard markers. So over here, before now, this wasn't the board which was here. There were actually worn out whiteboard. We installed 6 of them in this classroom block. Behind you, before now, this was just a single classroom block, like a hall. But we noticed that while lectures will be going on, it will not be too nice that the children are communicating with themselves in other classes. So we decided to provide the school with a divider for each class. So I was able to get about 10 divider boards. This has been able to partition one class from the other. So this is one class. As you proceed, you get to see other classes as well. We have already arranged the classroom ready for learning, which will be resuming in earnest. The first thing we did for the school was to provide them, you know, someone who is hungry will not be able to learn adequately or will not imbibe what is being taught. So we provided the school through the help of the Ministry of Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs here in Anambra State. The Honorable Commissioner helped us provide the school with 3 50 kg bags of rice, a 50 kg bag of beans, 5 cartons of tinned tomatoes, 3 20 liters of groundnut oil, and 2 5 liters of palm oil, and a host of other things. We bought toiletries and clothing as well for the children. So we also renovated a bit of their toilet facilities, which is a bit far away from now.
We came to know Dr. Chris Shiam. The day we were fasting, doing fasting and prayer, asking God to come and see us through because of the condition we are facing. So that day, he can notice it because all of us were inside our chapel praying. When he entered, he couldn't see us because we are busy. And anytime we are praying, we cannot come out to answer anybody. We don't know that God has already answered our prayer that day. So he tried to see us, he couldn't meet up. So he met one of members, one of the management of the school, and asked us the areas where we have needs.
The touching aspect of Dr. Shine in his youth service career is this. First of all, he's a wise individual because he decided to invest in education for people living with disability, thereby giving them a good future. What he has just done now is giving them a very bright future, giving them good and sound education, giving them good environment where they can learn and then become independent in future.
First time I met him, I don't know that he can do something. But thanks be to God, because God uses any person he wants to use. He used it very successfully in this school, and he have written his name in gold in this school, in Umayom village, in Oka. If you look, you see them watching. So, and we are praying God to reward him.
As a matter of truth, the young man, Dr. Shyam, has shown us what being a true citizen of a country is all about. He thought it wise to lay a legacy that will stand the test of time. He didn't just lay a legacy, he didn't just focus on laying a legacy, he focused on laying it where it matters most. Because if you do certain things for certain people, they can just use it as a want. But if you do something that is so important to a particular people that can't help themselves, it becomes so important, it becomes so good because of the fact that you solve the particular problem they can't help themselves with. So we are so happy and grateful for a young man like him.
As I entered the place, I couldn't recognize the place. I was feeling like crying because my primary profession I read in my first degree is physical therapy, where we take care of disabled ones that came into this world with some forms of mental disorder and others. So as I entered there, a lot of things were going inside through me, that a copper will have the energy and the effrontery to go about looking for how to mend or change the shape of teaching environment. The copper we are talking about is another tribe.
The Ministry of Education, we've been able to secure partnership with them to see that this school, it's privately run. The government will be able to come in and also help to ameliorate the environment or the learning condition of these children. So we thank God, so far so good. The governor has promised to renovate, of which he has given his approval for the full renovation of this school. And in addition, the Ministry of Social Welfare, Children and Women Affairs has taken up this school into their portfolio, that they will be giving them palliative, food items, toiletries from time to time. So we have been able to secure this partnership so that even when I'm not present, they would be able to enjoy this wonderful thing. So these are just a few of the things I've been able to do. I choose to call it a phase one of the project because of the time constraint. God willing, by the grace of God, I would love to do more within the nearest future. Thank you so much. I believe you've seen around how I've been able to impact in the lives of these children living with disability right here in God's Care School for Special Needs, Umuayom Village, although it's quite difficult to pronounce sometimes, but I think I got it right now. Umuayom Village in Oka, Anambra State.
Welcome back. The National Youth Service Corps continuously encourage corps members to never lose the human milk of kindness, to give to humanity in any way possible, and continue to promote our unity and national integration. On that beautiful note, we draw the curtain on today's episode of NYSC Half Hour. We always love to hear from you, and we thank those who have written to us, and to those who haven't, and those who have questions, comments, and observations, please write to us on the online handles displayed on your screens right now, and we would write back. Until I see you next time, remember, the safety of core members in our communities is the responsibility of you and I. I am Nkem Okwogo. Stay safe. The management of the National Youth Service Corps wishes to reiterate that there is no COVID-19 positive corps member in any of the 37 orientation camps of the scheme spread across all the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Kindly note that before the commencement of the 2020 Batch B Stream 1A orientation camp, the scheme, in collaboration with Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC), tested all prospective corps members reporting to the camp, and those that tested positive to COVID-19 were handled by the NCDC. No one, both staff and prospective corps members that tested positive to COVID-19 was allowed into any of the orientation camps. The same measure is being applied for 2020 Batch B Stream 1B orientation program. Therefore, it is erroneous and very misleading to talk about rising cases of COVID-19 in the NYSC camps. The general public is advised to disregard the misleading story. Clarification should always be sought from the NYSC or NCDC on issues pertaining to COVID-19 so as to guard against the spread of false information. The scheme shall never shirk its core responsibility of prioritizing welfare and security of corps members. Signed, Management.